Alright, greetings beautiful people. Alright, so this video, I meant to do this video a little bit ago, but I didn't have time because I was busy doing a bunch of stuff randomly. But I want to show you guys, based on request, a few of my drawings, okay? And basically my drawings are symbolic to me. Now, I drew, for example, a Wolverine, and the reason I drew the Wolverine was because of my wrist. When I broke my wrist, okay, I had an intention to embody that character. You see, here's the thing. I've mentioned this about language, okay, and I might as well tie this video on into language, okay? See, the subconscious mind communicates through symbols. Now, the reason I embodied the energy of Wolverine at that time was because of what we know of Wolverine. You know, at the end of the day, yeah, we say somebody created Wolverine, but at the end of the day, that somebody is still me, okay? I created Wolverine with the immense healing factors, with, you know what I mean, that raging energy and stuff like that. So I decided to embody that character. Now, ever since I was a little kid, I've always been a big fan of like the Incredible Hulk and stuff like that. So I've always been the type of person that I played with toys up until I was like 18. I'm not even going to lie. 18, 19, I was still playing with toys. But the way I was playing with my toys wasn't the way, like I had different type of toys. All right, I had different toys. I had different toys like Thundercats. I had Rambo. I had G.I. Joes, the Sectors. A bunch of different ones. Marvel characters, but they were all kind of like the same size toys. Now, what I did was I gave them each their own character. But I used to be a big wrestling fan. I watched WWE my entire life, basically. I can tell you everything about these WWE wrestlers because I watched them since I was a little kid. Literally since I was like 5, I was like watching wrestling. Now, and the reason why is my grandma used to watch wrestling, but then and then I got into it extensively, so I started to watch it. Now, what I did was I took all these characters, all these toys, and I made them wrestlers, like WWE wrestlers. They were fighting with each other. I had a fake belt made for them. And that's pretty much how I played with my toys growing up. So I had a very, very big imagination as far as to not using the characters per se exactly how the collective would know them as. I used them as to however I wanted to see them as. Okay, kind of using images from WWE characters, but not exact. All right. Now, why does that even matter? Because, see, I was using my imagination, but through that whole entire time, I remember that I used to walk around, I even made an Instagram post on this where they had the Mandela effect about Darth Vader, where, he would say, "Luke, I am your father." But now it's suddenly changed up to, "No, I am your father." But I don't remember it that way. But I remember that I would think because Darth Vader was literally my favorite character in Star Wars. I loved the fact, and I've always been always favored toward the bad guys just because they were badass to me. You know what I mean? Like the good guys, there was cool good guys, but I didn't really feel like I did with the villains. So Darth Vader, just that overall presence of intimidation and shit, that's what I was so drawn to. I love Darth Vader for that reason, even the way he spoke. So I walked around my whole house saying, "Luke, I am your father." I used to literally pretend I was Darth Vader, but then I would pretend I was a WWE character. I would pretend I was one of my toys that I was playing with. All right, so me making that video of Wolverine is nothing new. All right, so it was just something that basically I've learned throughout this journey, that writing, like let's say dreams down, writing certain spiritual experiences down, it's a good journal for your journey, right? But it would always just be me writing it down using language, okay? Now, the subconscious communicates through symbols, right? So I've started to notice that I've started to draw out my experiences rather than just writing them down, right? So, for example, I didn't have a Wolverine toy, right? A lot of the toys I had, I lost through the whole move. And so I think somebody threw them out. But, whatever. That's besides the point. I was a little upset about that. But basically, the Wolverine character, what I did was I drew the Wolverine character when I was injured. And I'm going to show you that picture. And you know, I don't know if you want me to mention you on camera. You said you wanted to see my artwork, but whatever. If it's all good. I'm going to flip the camera over. But basically, this right here is the Wolverine character that I drew. All right. And I didn't draw it when I injured my wrist because I couldn't fucking draw, and I'm a righty and I hurt my right hand, okay? But I did use my left hand, but remember what I said. Now, I drew this 3 days after I injured my wrist. And the reason that I drew this was because this was the character that I wanted to embody, but I was symbolically communicating with my subconscious mind rather than me. And you know what? You could use your imagination. It's all cool, but what better than to take what's in your imagination and put it on paper in 3D, right? Now check this out. I drew this character based on an image I saw of Wolverine, okay? Now, notice how the right hand is missing, okay? I did not draw the right hand. The right hand was injured. Now, the intention was to heal the right hand, all right? Which is why the right hand is not there, okay? Now, if you see, I didn't draw too clear of a face. I wanted it to look more of a shadowy type of image of Wolverine because I didn't want to draw Wolverine exactly how everybody knows Wolverine. I wanted to use the Wolverine character and the energy behind it and what everybody knows of Wolverine, all right, and use it in my own way, right? So this was what I drew, okay? And I mean, I think I did a pretty good job for having a busted ass, you know, wrist, but this was one of my drawings, okay? Now, there was another 2 drawings. These were just doodles, and these are basically just, you know, what's some. And I'm not gonna tell you I draw just to draw. Like this was the one I already like showed you guys, but I draw basically just to, you know, whatever I'm feeling, and then I'll draw it. All right, and there's basically energy to this. All right, and there's see like this. And I wrote it down in case I forgot, all right? It says balance. I don't know if you guys can see that, but balance, okay? This is what this symbolizes to me. Balance, Selenor, right? You got the chakra right here, okay? This is what I was feeling. I was feeling high energy, okay? High energy, and I had to write it down, right? Power, energy, okay? Now, I noticed one thing about myself, okay? I am very, very, very energetic. Like sometimes I go all over the place. One thing I've noticed is that I have to ground my energy, okay? Because my energy is, that's one quality that I actually love about my vessel is that, or my spirit is that I'm very energetic, limitless energy, limitless power. I love it. I recover very quickly, okay? Let's say I can go and have a gruesome workout, okay? And I notice that I'll be sore, but I recover very quickly, okay? Even, let's say, you can have an orgasm and recover very quickly, okay? Now, these are qualities that I actually cherish about myself, okay? So, and again, it has to do, it's with your mind. See, I believe that about me, and that's exactly what it is. Now, this is what I encourage everybody to do. Draw what is symbolic to you, put it on paper and draw it. I'm going to tell you right now that I've noticed that downloads, creativity, all that just comes at the moment I even said this. There's moments where you can't remember a dream, but the moment you pick up a pen and you have a paper in your hand and you just relax and like don't chase the memory will come back to you. This is why I say, oh, yep, the memory came back to me. You know what I mean? And, you know, colors, what do they mean to you, right? Reprogram your mind, because here's the thing. A lot of the times, whenever we feed our eyes things that don't serve us, your mind will keep replaying it. But it's very important to vigilantly pay attention to your thoughts as well. Because half of the times, some of us say things and we don't even know why we say it. And then we end up manifesting shit based on what it is that we're feeling for no damn reason. But think about why you even feel like that to begin with. Like, I even noticed this. People who are religious or even non-religious, let's say they're spiritual, right? And I'm not going to say into spirituality, because spirituality is what you are. Spirituality, spirit. You are the spirit, right? So, but think about this. People say when they're frustrated, Jesus Christ. My God, right? But what? And you say that when you're in a frustrated state, right? But think about why you even say that at the moment that you're in a frustrated state. It's a program because everybody says that shit. Because I've even heard Spanish people say, they don't even say Jesucristo. They say Jesus Christ with that whack ass accent. And I'm not insulting them because I'm Spanish, all right? But they'll say it even with that accent. My God, right? But they say that is because it's a fucking program. But now here's the thing. You just put that frustrated energy onto that deity, all right? And here's the thing though. A lot of religious people, and even, I'll tell you this because I've seen it and I grew up in a religious household. Most of the time when something good is happening to them, they'll be like, thank you, Jesus. I appreciate that. You know, bless you, Jesus. Bless you, Jesus. And they always say that, right? But they're putting more of that contentment into the feeling of what it is that they just manifested in that moment in time, right? Not knowing that it probably was something that manifested that they manifested themselves. Not probably, but is. And then here's the thing though. But they put more of that emotion, more of that gut energy into, please help me with this, please, you know, please, I need help, please. And then they're putting all that deep emotion into a prayer when it's in a negative stamp or in an unfavorable state, right? So it's crazy how we utilize this deity or this energy, all right? The Christ, the consciousness is going into, and it's you not even being aware of it. This is what consciousness is, being aware of the shit that's going on. First of all, if a thought comes in your mind, be vigilant and say, that's not my thought, and you can discard it. Don't entertain it, okay? Because is it entertaining you or are you entertaining it, right? So if a thought comes into your mind, because here's the thing, a lot of the thoughts that it may be from the surroundings that you're in. You catch a thought, but is it your thought? If it's not your thought, discard it. And think about this. Why do you even say, my God, or Jesus Christ, whenever something fucked up happens? Right? At that moment in time. You don't even know that. You just say it. Right? So what happens? You will manifest more of that shit in your reality, okay? Based on the fact that you were frustrated for no damn reason, but you decided to externalize your power to a deity that decided to eat that energy, okay? So you can always, in your now moment, transmute whatever is going on and say, nope, this is okay, I can fix this. And now you just took responsibility to fix what it is that you want. See, stay in your now moment. A lot of people disempower themselves, and I don't even want to say in the now moment, be the now moment. Shout out Tao, Electric. So it's basically being the now moment. You can say, nope, in my now, I can fix this. I can fix this. This is what I'm going to do. You took responsibility. You don't say, Jesus Christ, and you just externalize your power to that deity. But you don't even know why you say that. Even when people are having sex, oh God, my God, they're putting all that energy into that motherfucking deity. Even when they're having sex, they're having an orgasm. Oh God, you know what I mean? Like you just literally put it all out to that deity. You know, it's just redirecting it in. Redirect it to yourself. Know that you're by yourself here. There's nothing here with you. You're playing this game by yourself. Everything outside of you is literally an extension of you. They're literally your alters, your alter egos. Everybody outside of you that you have manifested in your reality are your alter egos. Okay? And you can play around with everything to whatever you want it to be. Now, you see, we talk about everything we want to use it. Like, look at people say left hand, right hand. You know what I mean? You know, it all starts from the lust space. Okay? Let's say when I tell you feed stuff into your eyes, it could be material things such as money, cars, houses, sex, right? But what happens? All this lust energy, right? It's all coming up. But how, when it gets to the heart space, which is literally the gateways to heaven. And I don't want to say the heavens are up. Because up, if you're looking at everything, everything's basically inverted. Your brain puts it right side up. Even when you talk about left hand, right hand. Okay? When you talk about left hand, right hand, right? I look at everything vertical, right? So let's say, for example, because the sun is the middle, right? Then you have the earth, the heart, anagram for heart is earth, right? So let's say, for example, this is the energy that comes out, your solar plexus. So it's radiating out. You have your heart, all these chakras. But then, if I'm standing and looking at my body, and I'm standing on the right side of my body, okay? My upper chakras are my left hand, and my lower chakras are on my right side, my right hand path. But if I go on the other side of my body now, and I'm looking at my body from my left side, now my upper chakras are my right, and my lower chakras are my left. And if you want to look at it even further, everything being upside down, all right? If you're looking at everything upside down, my left is really my right is really my left. And then up is down, down is right. It's like your 3D reality is whatever you want it to be, however you perceive it to be at your point in space and time. Okay? But you externalize your power and you're putting your energy in unconscious. This doesn't even happen with you being aware. Sometimes you just say things. This is why I say, mean what you say what you mean, but watch what you say. It's the same thing because the reason I say that, a lot of people are like, oh, it's all about the intent behind the words. But are you even aware of all the thoughts that are in your mind anyway, or the way you're feeling at the moment in time, in the being the now moment? You get what I'm saying though? So it is important to watch what you say because it all starts from watching your thoughts too and watching how you feel. You put the emotions and you say things and you externalize your power. Okay? Just because the word has been spoken through the atom. You're putting out a vibration and energy from the thought and emotion that you originally had that caused you to say that unconsciously. So yeah, you did put the vibration out. And then you go about your day not even realizing that you did that, because the whole thing is, you see, the thing is that even if you did do that, it's okay. It's just about catching it. See, the moment you catch it, then you can say, that is not my thought, I don't consent. But you gotta feel that too. You can't just say it. You gotta feel it as well. See, a lot of the time we get out of what we are, the now. See, in this realm, we are responsible for the now. We're not responsible for the past or the future. You're responsible to eat for, if the past, okay, can always be rewritten based on what you do now to impact what is to come. And then that could even change what it is from the past. I've used the analogy in wrestling. There's jobbers that became champions and people forgot they were even jobbers. So isn't that what's happening here, where you come out of your now, right? But it's manifested through something outside of you and you forget who you are. It's all about remembering who you are, and you ain't no jobber. You're a jobber now if you don't remember who you are. It's about remembering. Remembering. See, there's different bodies that need to align. Your job in the now is to align yourself, being the now, okay, as if it was already now. But your job is not to think about the process on how you get there, because now you're getting into a forces way, which is still you, but it's not your responsibility because you're fractalized here in this realm to be the now. So be the now. Stop going out of the now to do shit that you're basically getting in your way. We do this even with the way your body feels. Don't be afraid to feel, even when we get fevers. See, a lot of people, vaccines and shit. Why do you get vaccines? You get vaccines to prevent somebody. I'm not sick now. My son ain't sick now, so he don't need no vaccines, right? When you have a headache, what do? You take a pill because you're afraid to feel. Why do you have a headache and a fever to begin with? Right? Sit down with, feel that, feel it, love it, know why it's there. Your job here is to just be in the now and feel what it is. And then you take responsibility to fix what it is that is going on. Whether it's a disease, whether it's an unfavorable circumstance, whatever it is. It's your responsibility to be the now and do something now to fix it. Mindset. It's all in the mind. Go in meditation, use your imagination and clear the light. Why do you think they say focus on the golden light? Right? focus on the golden light or the purple light. Why? Because this is what the collective in spirituality believe these colors mean. Why don't they say use a red light? Focus on the red light healing you. You could use whatever color you want as long as your intent is to balance and focus on balance. There's no bad or good colors. So they say golden light, green light, right? The blue light, the blue flame, right? But nobody ever talks about the orange, the yellow, or the red, right? So here's why I say that even instead of using colors, right? Let's say I didn't use a golden light because only gold would be polarized to say that it's only the good color. Nobody would say that's a bad color, right? But they would look at a red and say that's more of an unfavorable color. So what I did was I drew Wolverine, and you can't say that Wolverine is good or bad. Wolverine just don't give a fuck. But this Wolverine, all right? This Wolverine, all right? Use your imagination on what that is, okay? I don't have any answer for you as to what that is, okay? All I know is that the hand is missing. But there was a reason for that, okay? So, I'm going to put an end to this video. And like, share, and subscribe. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to show you something that... Oh, man, I'm telling you, this is so exciting. So, I told you I'm a Star Wars fan, okay? I'm a big, big Star Wars fan. Those who know me know I'm a Star Wars fan, right? I literally... And I wanted to share this, all right? My son is mad because I don't share this toy with him. But I found Darth Vader. Look, he's still got the creases on his cape because I just literally took him out the package. This was the only toy in Target. Literally, the only toy in Target that I saw, and it was the last one. Not the only toy. There was other toys, but this was the only toy in the Star Wars collection that had Darth Vader. Now, I was talking to Junipers one time. I say I hype myself up with the... you know, the Imperial March and all that stuff. And I even listen to that when I'm working out and stuff like that. But here's another one that I don't share with my son. He gets a little pissed off, but I just let him. This is the shit right here. All right. He gotta have batteries. But I've had this toy literally for like a good 10 years already. I've had this toy. I've had this toy for 10 years. Let's see if there's a date on this. No, but don't think I don't use these toys. I use these toys, all right? All right, I use these toys. I play with them in different ways now. I don't play with them the way I did when I was little. I play with them differently now. So, yeah, I wanted to show you guys Darth Vader, all right? Which I think this is fucking badass. I'm really excited about this, man. I'm telling you. But, all right. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll talk soon.